Hi there, my name's Carrie Mayer, and I am your instructor for this online section of Comm 7 Interpersonal Communication. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to introduce myself and introduce a little bit about the course and how the course is structured before we begin classes next week. So first of all, I have been a tenured professor of communication studies at College of the Redwoods for the last about 18 years. Prior to my work as a full-time professor, I worked part-time, teaching part-time, and I also worked in marketing and public relations for the college for many years. So I've been at College of the Redwoods for about 28 years, long time. Prior to my work in higher education, I worked in private industry as a public relations marketing person. So I worked both in nonprofit marketing and PR, as well as for-profit marketing and public relations, working for different corporations. Probably my most interesting job in the private sector was doing public relations for a multi-million-dollar luxury resort in Pebble Beach, California, which was really interesting and fun and crazy. And I enjoyed teaching more, so that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. I want to talk to you a little bit about the study of interpersonal communication. I know for many of you, you're taking this course as a general education course or as a degree requirement course. And I wanted to let you know that unlike a lot of the general education classes that you might take in your college career, where you're kind of like, I don't understand why this is important to me, or I don't understand how I'm ever going to use this in my real life. This course is not like that. This course is one where you will find the information immediately applicable to your lived experience, to your everyday life. And I think that's a really neat thing about this class. We're going to talk about and look at and study theories and concepts of human communication that you will find directly applicable in your everyday lives. And I think that's such a cool thing that you can learn about a concept theoretically one day, and then you can apply it the very next day in your life. It's one of the things I really like about interpersonal communication. So I've taught this class a lot in a face-to-face environment, and I taught it last semester for the first time in the online environment. And what I've tried to do in the online environment is to mimic in as many ways as possible the interactive nature of the course as I teach it in a face-to-face environment. So I've designed the class intentionally trying to imbue some of that interaction that we see in the face-to-face class. For me, that's the most interesting thing about being in a college classroom, is getting to engage with people who are different than I am and to learn from them and from the instructor. So I've tried to kind of model this online course on my face-to-face course to try to get some of that interactivity and connectivity into the online environment. I have a master's degree from UC Santa Barbara and a bachelor's degree from Humboldt State. Both of those courses were done entirely face-to-face. I also have done doctoral work in education, and that work was done exclusively in an online environment. So I understand what it's like to be an online student and some of the challenges inherent in that. And I know that for many of you, you have work responsibilities outside of school, you have family responsibilities outside of school, you have a lot of competing interests that are vying for your time and attention. And I know, especially if you're a parent or you have a full-time job, sometimes you can't put family and work on the back burner, and so we sacrifice our own education, and school sometimes gets put on the back burner. I get it. I understand that. I've been there. But I do want to caution you that there's nobody who's going to be checking in on you every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock, taking roll, making sure that you're doing your work. I will be attending to, what's happening in the class and making sure that people are turning assignments in. But the kind of day-to-day connection that you're going to have as you would in a face-to-face class won't be there in the online environment. So it's really up to you to schedule your time so that you can get the work done. I highly recommend that you do just that, that you block into your weekly schedule, set times to do the reading, to do the homework, to engage in the discussions, and that should help you keep things on track. It's really difficult to catch up once you've gotten behind. So make sure you stay on top of things, and please make sure that you ask for help if you need it. So a little bit about how the work's going to be structured this semester. The course is broken down into weekly modules, and you'll see that both in the introductory module and in the week 1 module, which are both open right now. Typically, the module will revolve around very consistent set pieces. So every week, the module is going to be themed around some topic. You will be reading a chapter from your textbook that addresses that topic. That should usually be done by Monday of the week. By Tuesday, I would expect that you've gone through the lesson, which is also a consistent component of the weekly modules. These lessons have been prepared by me for you to expand on what you've read in the text. And so I might be talking about some of the theories that your textbook talks about. I might be introducing new theories. Typically, those lessons will include videos. They will include activities often, directed, targeted questions that I'll be asking you to think about as you engage in the lesson. And that usually, I want you to have that done by Tuesday or Wednesday. By Wednesday of every week, you're going to be responsible to post your primary post to the discussion threads. The discussion boards are going to be themed around 2 different themes. So on even number weeks, you're going to be reading an interpersonal communication case study, and I'll be asking you to discuss specific questions about that case study. On odd numbered weeks, you're going to be engaged in a different kind of discussion that's with a smaller group, and it will revolve around your virtual book group. So you'll read in the introductory material that I've made available to you that a semester-long assignment that I'm giving you revolves around your reading an additional book apart from the textbook that has something to do with some aspect of interpersonal communication. The synopses of those books that are on the approved list are available in the week 1 module, so you can read about those, and I actually ask you to post your prioritized preferences in terms of which book you'd most like to read this semester and which book you'd least like to read this semester. That's part of your initial introductory posting that's due by Tuesday of the first week of class. So you'll have your textbook reading, you'll have a lesson, you'll have a discussion either based upon an interpersonal communication case study or your virtual book group. You will also have an application paper, which is a short 1 to 2 page paper that I will have you do every week, where I ask you to apply some of the theories and concepts that we're talking about in the lessons and in the readings to your lives. So I will give you specific instructions every week on those, and those are due by Friday of the week. On Saturday, you'll have a quiz that you'll need to complete, and you'll need to make sure that you've posted at least 2 responses in terms of reply posts in the discussion posting. So every week you have reading, you have a lesson, you have a discussion that you need to engage in, you have an application paper, and you have a quiz. And those things are very consistent every week. Week 1's a little bit different because I'm going to ask you to do some introductory stuff, reading the syllabus, reading the policies, posting, in the introductory discussion forum, which is how I'm going to be able to tell whether you're continuing to be enrolled in the class. So that first discussion posting is due by Tuesday, January 17th. If I don't see that you've posted in that introductory discussion area by Tuesday at midnight, I will assume that you no longer want to be enrolled in the course. I will drop you from the class and add somebody from the wait list. So make sure that you do that by Tuesday of week 1. A couple couple of other things. I want to make sure that you know, even though we won't be seeing each other twice a week in terms of like meeting in a regular class, I want you to know that I'm here for you and available to you to answer questions or help you with anything that you need help with. So make sure you reach out if you need assistance. There are lots of ways that you can do that. I have embedded Q&A sections in each module, so you can jump into those, ask a question there, and I'll respond to it. If you have a more personal question that's relative only to you, you can email me through Canvas and I will respond to you typically within 24 hours, but if you email me on a Saturday, it might be 48 hours until I get back to you. You can also call me on my office phone at College of the Redwoods. That number is on the syllabus. I am there every day, Monday through Friday, but not on Saturday and Sunday. I try to stay away from school on the weekends. So if you leave me a voicemail message on my office phone, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, typically within a day. Please don't hesitate to ask for help, and please don't wait until you're drowning before you call for assistance. So I want to help you. I'm here to help you. You just have to reach out and let me know what I can do to support you in this endeavor. I'm super excited to be working with you this semester. I love teaching Comm 7. I really, really look forward to meeting you in the introductory discussion forums during the week 1 module. And please, if you have any questions, reach out and ask me. Good luck, hang in there, and ask me if you have any questions. And I will see you in the virtual world very soon.